This week, 69 years ago, crews broke ground on a $2 million federal Army hospital in Springfield. During World War II, the hospital treated more than 50,000 soldiers. It was only open for 5 years, but there are still some pieces of that history around Springfield. In tonight's My Ozarks, KSPR's Doug Magditch tracks them down.
That was the greatest accomplishment of Southwest Missouri during World War II.
Evangel University's library houses hundreds of pictures and newspaper clippings, a collection organized by retired archivist Betty Chase.
And I was the first archivist.
To preserve the history of the school's property.
It became a VA hospital specializing in chest injuries.
O'Reilly General Hospital opened here in 1941. 1 month before the Pearl Harbor bombing.
Their slogan was the hospital with a soul.
165 acres, housing 2,500 hospital beds.
It was very confusing. It was large and there were just a lot of people.
Joanne Bevere got her first job at the hospital. She worked as a messenger.
It was a good experience for me because I had never been anyplace. I don't think I'd been out of the area here. And then to come across all of these things and be in the middle of them. I'm thankful for the opportunity, really.
And the opportunity to meet some of the nation's best doctors.
Doctors, surgeons that were well known later, and I would see their names and so forth, and some of them I would recognize because I had taken their material back and forth.
The hospital closed in 1946. Years later, the land was donated. The Assemblies of God bought a section of it for $1 and founded Evangel University. Now, the only remains of the hospital on campus are a boiler house and a flagpole.
Just a year ago, we tore down our last original building from our O'Reilly Hospital.
The buildings were splinter and tar temporary buildings, only meant to last 25 years, but a select few have endured.
It looked like just a temporary building they threw up, just for that use, specifically for a chapel, and who would have thought that it would have lasted this long.
What's now Calvary Chapel was the chapel at O'Reilly Hospital.
The whole building was picked up and moved here.
And Springfield's Aunt Martha's Pancake House once served as a kitchen and barracks at O'Reilly. A few remaining landmarks from one of the largest World War II Army hospitals. In Springfield, Doug Magditch, KSPR News.
Pretty neat story. Also, still standing on the property, Pythian Castle. That was built in 1913, long before O'Reilly General opened. During World War II, it was used for office space and a service club for soldiers who were staying at the hospital. And I've also heard rumors of an Italian POW group who made either a carved or a painted globe in there somehow. Never been able to confirm that, though. Still to come on